Today, we're going to make some Musique Concrète. So, I'm in a Master's of Music Technology program at Southern Utah University, and one of our assignments this week is to create a piece of what is called Musique Concrète. Basically, what Musique Concrète is it's a collection of different sounds that don't necessarily have any like musical connotation to them, and they're all put together in a way that constructs some kind of vision on the part of the artist. Essentially, this started in the 1940s with this French guy Pierre Schaeffer, and he would go and find sounds that he thought were interesting, and he would record them, and then he would manually splice the tape and mash it together so that it would form what he thought of as a musique concrète song. One of the basic ideas of musique concrète is that it gives artists a whole new sphere to express themselves in. Basically, it's so far removed from the boundaries of what we traditionally think of as music that it gives artists a whole new take on what they're able to do. And that amounts in them being able to stretch past boundaries that have existed in music. So it's a really interesting idea, and I'm pretty excited to see what I can come up with. So let's go. My wife Aubrey and I are both in the program together, so we'll both actually make separate Musique Concrète projects. So we'll kind of see what each other comes up with as well, which will be exciting. Okay, so for the assignment, we need 20 unique captures, which will then combine into this Musique Concrète thing. My wife Aubrey has the idea she's going to use our cats, and that's going to be a theme for hers. So that got me thinking maybe I should have a theme. I won't tell you exactly how close I am to the deadline, but I am close enough that the theme has to be something very simple. So the thought that I have is I'm going to record the sounds of making breakfast. So I'm going to get as much sound that I can, as much mileage out of me just making my eggs and toast and tea in the morning. I feel like that should be enough sounds. I also feel like it'll be a fun thing as I'm editing it and putting it together to make it into a little journey thing of me making my breakfast. So we're gonna see how that goes. All right, so I listened to some of the assigned songs, if you can even call them that, for Musique Concrète, and all I gotta say is I really hope that these songs are more fun to make than they are to listen to. I swear, it's like a psychopath's white noise. I'm gonna try to make mine a little more pleasant. There's just no way people were actually listening to this. Okay, so I have this idea for one of my sounds. I can get the store beepy thing as I check out at the self-checkout. Oh, bleep, bleep. So, try to incorporate that into my music somehow. Alright, here we go. Anyway, I'm gonna get down here. We're gonna record me getting the pan out of the cupboard, which normally would be really noisy because we have so many pans. But as you can see, yeah, and there's no organization. As you can see, our pans are all being washed right now. So we're gonna try to make as much noise as possible. Get me greasing the pan. Let's get the egg cracking. That was a lot cleaner in the video I saw. TikTok hacks lied to me. This was supposed to be a clean break. Okay, here's a try 2 on the egg crack sound. Nice. Filling the kettle. Here's a good sizzle sound. Alright, so I got all of my captures done. I did go into the BBC Sound Library to get a couple, just 3 sounds that I couldn't get myself. So there's a knife sharpening sound. There's a restaurant kitchen sound I was going to use as a background thing. So now it's time to import them all into Pro Tools and start making my Musique Concrète. I uploaded all of my sounds and tracks to Pro Tools. I tried to push play to see what it just sounded like all together, and immediately I got a notification. Immediately I got a window saying that a CPU overload had occurred. So, whoops. Alright, I'm going to try to restart Pro Tools, and we're going to see if that changes anything. Alright, so I'm basically done here. What I did was I went through and I found this like ambient sound on BBC. It's like a kitchen ambience thing. And what I did was I let that play through the entire minute of the song, because the song for the assignment has to be about a minute long. So I let that ambient sound play for like the whole minute, and then I put my captures over the top of it. And what I did was I ordered my captures in such a way that it tells the story of me making breakfast. Alright, so it starts with the store. After that it goes to me getting the pan out of the cupboard, me greasing the pan, me cracking the eggs, the spinach sizzling, the egg sizzling, the toaster, me filling up the kettle, and at the end I close with the can opener, with the sound of me sitting down in a chair like all squeaky, getting silverware out of the drawer. And then obviously I didn't record any eating sounds because that would be disgusting. At least my hope was fulfilled. This was a ton more fun to make than it was to try and listen to. So after all of this, it turns out Musique Concrète is really not my thing. I kind of get where it's coming from as far as artists wanting to be artists and expand beyond whatever boundaries are in their way, but it doesn't result in something that I think is very interesting to listen to. What I do think is interesting, though, is the influence that Musique Concrète and its techniques have had on modern music. So, for example, Pierre Schaeffer, the guy that we were talking about at first, he, after splicing up tape and putting the sounds all together just that way, he figured out that he could manipulate the tape to make the sounds have different timbres, to have different pitches. He experimented a lot with looping. He experimented a lot with speeding tape up or slowing it down to get different sounds. And so when you think about artists like the Beatles or like Queen, who have all of their manipulation in studio and all of the groundbreaking things that they did on their songs, a lot of that came as an influence from the Musique Concrète artists. What do you think about Musique Concrète? I would say it's definitely worth checking out. Go look at a couple pieces, especially by this guy, John Cage. He has a lot of pieces, and he seems like a pretty prominent modern guy in the Musique Concrète field. So go check out some of his stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.